Hey, good morning. It is a foggy day here in Houston. It's been raining for the last few days, but that's not going to stop me from starting my next project. I'm taking it back to Seth's over at Dry Ice Detail Pros. If you recall, he dry iced Pepper and made it look amazing. Well, we're going to do something a little bit smaller. He's offering a different package for just the engine and transmission. I'm interested to see what he's talking about. He's also talking about using lasers, man.
You know, I have one simple request, and that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
And so I'm looking forward to seeing that. So let's get on the road. Let's head out over there. It's going to be kind of slick, but hey, in a turbo, it's got all-wheel drive. Let's see what we can do. All right, I am back at Dry Ice Detailing Pros to get Pepper over there, get CK over there cleaned up underneath. Yeah, I am planning on selling that car, but I need to make sure that it looks good before I do. So what better place to have it cleaned up than with my good buddy here, Seth, over at Dry Ice Detailing Pros. He's got some new technology that he's going to show off today, but of course, the tried and true favorite is always dry icing. But the laser technology that they've introduced recently is going to elevate the value proposition of this type of service offering. So for people out there looking to get their cars clean and they've heard mixed responses from people on whether it's good or bad, I'm going to try to dispel some of those for you. But at the same time, I want you to see the results. And let's be honest, guys, most of these cars don't see weather all the time. So your concerns about peeling off whatever sealant underneath is probably moot, because these things are garage queens anyway. You know you're lying if you're not saying that. So look, we're gonna get started, but I want to talk to Seth a little bit about his business and see what's going on, right? Because this is a fast moving business. There's a lot of different offerings coming out. People are changing it up a little bit, introducing this new laser technology. So let's find out what's going on, huh? Hey, I wanted to pause this video for a second and answer a few questions that some of my viewers have been asking me. And some of them are, hey, what do you use to detail your car? Or, hey, what kind of tools do you use in your garage every day? Well, luckily, Amazon has allowed me to build a storefront on their page. And I put the link down below in the description. And if you need cleaning supplies from like the chemical guys or tools from Tecton or Milwaukee, I've curated a bunch of those tools on that site, and everything you buy helps support the channel. So I really appreciate that. And it helps fund projects like this. Not by much, maybe a penny or two, but the more people that buy tools, because you need tools, if you buy them through my storefront, I get a little commission and it helps me and Yogi Mama. And also, please like and subscribe to my videos. I don't ask a whole lot, but now I'm begging. All right, now back to the show. 10 grand?
No.
20?
Yeah.
Shit. What's the power output on that thing? You're using 110.
This is a 110 volt, 300 watt.
300 watt, and that's good enough.
Yes, for what we do.
Can it take the skin off a human?
I'm sure.
Maybe I'll bring a pig next time. We'll try a little, see what it smells like in here.
This is air cooled.
Okay.
So we have to run the airline to here, so that way we can make sure it doesn't, it keeps it cool. So there's two versions: water cooled and air cooled. So like my 993, this is air cooled.
This is an air cooled. What are the advantages? Or different advantages?
No, I think it's just, this is the 300 watt is the last of like what you can do as air cooled. Anything above 300 watt. So
like a 993.
Exactly. So 500 watt is water cooled like your 996, and then it goes up from there. So there's two types of laser machines. So there's a pulse laser, which this is a pulse, and then there's one called a continuous wave. Difference between the two is that you basically can run this on vehicles and more sensitive materials without warping or marring the surfaces to where it's just cleaning it and getting it to the original finish.
So the lower the output, the safer it is.
And you could adjust the 300 watts.
Okay, you can even go further.
100% or 50% depending on what you're hitting.
And what would be an example of a 100 watt versus a 300 watt?
It's just honestly, most of it is just the time that you're taking to take off and cleaning the surface.
Okay,
so a 1,000
less
watt
aggressive.
version, yeah, think of like, just you're able to do it much faster because you have a lot more power. So.
Man, I gotta tell you, you would think when you hear a price tag of what you just mentioned, you would think it'd be a lot bigger, but
No, it's not. It's a compact. You could carry this 60 pounds. So, but
this is legitimately portable, except that you
Yes.
need to have an air supply.
Yes,
So,
Yep.
what kind of air supply do you need?
80 psi.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
So I mean, I have plenty.
Yeah. So industrial ceramic coatings. It's funny that you mentioned that, dude, because I was at the shop yesterday and I heard some people
Here's
talking
an
about it.
Here's an example on this frame. So can you tell which
Oh,
one is
dude.
coated?
Yeah. Right there is the line. And this is not repainted or anything.
No,
it's
it's
just
just
coated.
So what this does is seals the perfection. Like think about your paint correction is your dry ice laser, and then the industrial ceramic is your topside ceramic coating. But this is more industrial in nature, where it has rust and corrosion inhibitor, and it's also hydrophobic, just like ceramic.
Is it heat resistant?
2300 Fahrenheit.
Get out of here. So you could put this on your engine.
Yes, we can do that on the bottom of the motor, exhaust, everything.
So this kind of,
Protection is think of this as your modern Cosmoline. So
I was getting ready to say.
when individuals, clients that want to, hey, I'm cleaning off this 996 that's 20 years old, I will still want to get it protected. Well, this is your answer.
Okay.
It's really getting a clear version that's hydrophobic versus a dirt magnet, right? And then basically now you're protected for 10 plus years.
Guaranteed?
And yeah, because
How do you
most of
guarantee
these-
that anyway?
You don't. There's no warranty on it, but this has been tested on like industrial and farm equipment, and those sit outside,
Okay.
right?
And they're exposed to all kinds of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So for a vehicle that doesn't, you drive it 2-3 days a week, maybe.
Yep.
Now, will probably be more closer to 20 years again, right? Where before I have it on the 993, the Tacoma. It's great on body on frame actually. Once it's like painted and everything, now you could seal it to perfection. So now you can not have to worry about, oh man, is my bolts rusting or my.
I was just getting ready to say,
No.
this handles that objection that I'm sure you hear all the time about Cosmoline. You're taking it off.
Right.
What I hear about the ceramic coatings that it's new to me is like, oh, you got to take a layer of your clear coat off every time you prep it.
Well, this is not paint.
Yeah.
This is just on metal surfaces, and like even your sway bar here gets coated, right? Even this bar gets coated, right? And all these aluminum pieces get coated, and even I coat the plastics, right, on these vehicles. So all types of material are coated, and now it's sealed from any type of rust or oxidation or dirt. It's just like literally a wipe down of the vehicle.
I am. Now, how long has this been introduced to the consumers?
For our market, it's just like second half of 2024.
So when I came here in 2023, it was not offered.
Yeah, so I didn't have. This has been kind of like my perfect pairing when it comes to dry ice to restore and get it to a perfection state. But then to protect, we had petroleum-based coatings, which weren't really great for hot areas of the motors, especially these type of vehicles. For trucks, it's fine because they're body on frame, but and I just stay away from like the exhaust and heat and everything. But with the industrial ceramic, you literally can coat everything.
And up to
Right.
2,200 degrees. I mean, these don't get that hot, man.
Yeah, so it's gonna be resilient,
Yeah.
and it's just gonna look perfect the whole time for your ownership, basically. So yeah, that's the beauty of the industrial ceramic, and that's really when people ask, hey, you're taking off the Cosmoline that looks like decay, how do you protect it afterwards? the industrial ceramic coating does that.
Now, is that a value add to
Yes.
the deal? Okay.
Yes, it is.
All right.
So for vehicles, is about $12.50 on smaller vehicles like this, and then $17.50 for the SUVs and trucks.
On top of the cleaning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So
Because that chemical is probably not cheap to get your
It's
hands
not.
on. Yeah, I didn't think
it's
so.
not. And there's only 1 or 2 industrial ceramic coating certified shops in Houston, and we're the only one that does it prep wise with dry ice.
What does that mean? Prep-wise?
Meaning prepping, meaning getting it cleaned.
Well,
So
okay.
Say you take this vehicle to another detail shop that does the industrial ceramic coating. They're not going to be able to clean it with dry ice.
They'll just pressure wash it.
Pressure wash it, wipe it, chemical prep it.
Okay.
So it's not going to be as detailed, and it's not going to take off all the grime that's going to be in the nooks and crannies of this vehicle where I need to potentially. It's just like when you do a proper paint correction. Mm-hmm. This is the proper paint correction. Dry ice is that for the bottom side of the car.
And that makes total sense to me because you cannot get this thing back to factory fresh until you get all of the dirt.
Yep.
And pressure washing and anything caustic won't do it
Nope.
as well as dry icing.
And you can't.
We've
get to
seen
the-
that.
Yeah, you can't get to the nooks and crannies.
Oh, no.
If you look at that transmission.
Well, I think that's a game changer, dude. I mean, for you,
It is.
because again, that's the biggest gripe.
So on this machine, you have actually different types of swing, as they call it, swing types, which are like just the different patterns that you can use. So, and then you could,
Okay,
manipulate the sizing of that. So like for this one example, it looks like that.
Okay.
So it kind of just makes a circle coming out, and then
Any
Yeah.
advantages of either style or different styles or just cosmetic?
It's just honestly depending on the surface, what you want to see as far as, because some of them can etch, but some are, fairly, like this one's more concentrated here in the center.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course, it gets, and of course it loops around, and then like.
So each line represents what, like a pass in a
basically-
cycle?
Yeah, so it's like this swing, it takes a lot longer, so the laser isn't as strong.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just go straight line, like this one, then that line we can't even see it. Right?
Now I've
It's
seen
just-
them, man, where it's like just a cloud of smoke and a laser line going across the
Yeah,
rust.
and those are continuous wave.
Okay.
Most of those are continuous wave, especially on rusty surfaces. And we could test it out on that one, where you can kind of see some of that. So this doesn't have a lot of steel, but that's all steel.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
can kind of showcase
Definitely.
what that
Yeah,
does.
I'd love to see that.
especially on the wheel well where we're prepping it for
Mm-hmm.
coating. So, but yeah, we'll start with this one. It's pretty nice and uniform.
Okay.
So we can get that going. Let's start with this.
You can kind of see it? Yeah, I see it. The brighter it is, the more effective it is. Kind of like the range, effective range of it. Look at that difference. Holy crap. I'm not gonna lie, man, I think that looks better than dry ice on these.
Well, yeah, it doesn't get it to this level.
This is like polishing it.
Yeah.
Shit. compared to this right here, which hasn't been touched. So you can see the difference. That is crazy. Wow.
You see the dry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cosmeline kind of just still there until you kind of it'd have to be multiple passes with the laser, but with the dry ice, it's just like one pass.
And it takes it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that shiny texture is the cosmoline. Is that
The
what you're
golden.
saying? The golden texture.
Yeah, golden texture.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, that.
All right.
Not the. This is just the aluminum now.
Aluminum.
Brighter.
All right.
So
Gotcha.
that's it. Just effectiveness now. It's a little bit less, but of course, say I had a 1,000-watt machine. Of course, it's gonna go faster.
Yeah.
But 300 watt is still pretty effective.
Holy moly.
With that, but you see it, it's pretty much bare metal
Yeah.
versus the other side of it.
All right, so that was a great demonstration on the laser work. Here, my car is brought here so that he could demonstrate all of this. I don't expect him to completely blast all of this, but I wanted him to show you guys what's possible. And another thing is that now that they have that industrial ceramic coating that, as he said, is heat resistant up to 2,000 degrees, you'll never have to worry about rusting under here ever again. I don't see how you can argue that point, because I mean the proof is right here, right? This shop gets exposed to tons and tons of dust, and this thing is just, it looks like it's freshly painted until you stop right there. So if they can apply that on this, I mean, what's the argument? Am I right? There's a little bit more work involved here, but it's mainly for safety, ventilation. Got to make sure that we don't starve ourselves out of oxygen here. That's your generator, your compressor generator, your compressor, your tank, and then your dryer here, right? Your receiver dryer, so that all the air that comes through here is wicked dry and you're not pumping any water into your air system. And then he has these O2 sensors on the wall. Needs a clean. Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, so there is your oxygen level right now. What's good? What's bad?
It'll have a happy face, but it's good.
Okay.
So maybe 1,000 ppm.
Okay.
And then once it goes above that, it's gonna get mediocre.
Gotcha.
So.
It'll go like frowny or flat face and then
Yep.
frowny face.
Yep.
And then a skull and crossbones. Getting the air out of it.
shining. Yeah, right there. Look at that. That's crazy.
Dude, I can do this all day, man.